So I had my eyes on this E-Flite Twin Otter for a while, and finally I just decided to purchase one. And as you see, I've mounted the floats because it's winter time, and I'm going to do the Maiden on top of the ice, so there will be a snow runway. So let's go outside and get this one up in the air. Here's the E-Flite Twin Otter with floats, and as you can see, there is a frozen lake. I will just try to get to know this one with floats. I've actually never flown with floats before, so this will be really interesting. And as usual, I'm using my Spectrum DX8. It's a clear runway. Let's get up. So today I have a slight breeze, nothing to worry about. Okay, it does roll. I didn't push the throttle too much, but it went through without problems. The prop sound is actually really nice, not harsh sounding, just pleasing. And it does actually respond really well when you increase speed. I'm not going to go too crazy on this maiden flight, so just to get to know it. But I think the reason why I bought this one is because it looks so nice, and I have to say, when I fly it, although these kind of loops and rolls does not make it look scale, I think the actual airplane looks really nice when it flies. But it does also it does feel like I have to have quite a big space to actually maneuver it. I don't think this is a slow flying RC airplane by any means. So in order to avoid any stall, I just have to have some good speed. And it does these rolls really gentle, and even with floats, which is kind of amazing. So it's really nice being out in the morning, having lots of space around you and no people around. And as you saw, the takeoff with floats was just super easy. So it will be really interesting to fly this in the summer also. So I would say it is actually agile when I do these maneuvers, but they have this slow style to them, which I actually like. And this is not an aerobatic RC airplane, so I'm just fine actually to fly this more scale like I'm doing right now, to make these kind of smooth turns. So doing the loop is just more like trying it out, because I think it does look so amazing just flying as is, even with floats. I think maybe the floats does actually make it look more cooler to me. And the prop sound is really nice, which is a factor I appreciate very much. So 1 minute left on the timer. I'm running this on a 3-cell 2200 milliamp smart battery. not going too crazy, so I think I can continue to fly for another minute or so before I have to land it. I think actually when you do push it a bit, the speed is really nice. Just to give it an extra push and climb, and you can get a smooth, safe roll if you like. But the biggest thing with this one, it looks so scale when it flies. If you're just making these nice turns, it looks almost like the real thing. So before we land, let's do one more loop then. Okay, it's a bit skewed on the end. I think the wind did influence it a bit. So let's slow it down then. Do a nice snow landing. One more turn before we lose enough altitude. And it looks so scale. It's a really gorgeous RC airplane flying slow. Yeah, really nice. But let's get it up once more and just make a turn and land a little bit closer to me. And it takes off, so they are really easy, especially with floats on. So let's get it down then once more. Let it bounce a bit. It works. So that's the E-Flite Twin Otter, a really nice scale-looking RC airplane. I enjoyed that flight very much. I think when you have this on floats and fly on snows, it's so easy to take off and land. And I think it's nice to also be able to, when you have this vast area on the ice, just to fly kind of low and just make these wide turns. And when you do, it looks so scale. I think that's the biggest thing when it comes to this one. It is actually a really nice scale-looking RC airplane. As you saw when I do the limited amount of aerobatics I can do. It was kind of slow performance, so not snappy like a true aerobatic RC airplane. But I actually liked it. I think the kind of slow and gentle way it flies, at least to me, it looks really good. And I mean, it's quite easy to assemble it also. There are a lot of connectors for when you actually put on the main wing, because the ESCs are actually next to the motors. And this one also features LED lights on the wings and flaps and everything, so it's almost a fully featured RC airplane. And it does also feature AS3X and safe, so it's easy to fly. The only thing is you actually have to have some speed when you fly it, so this is not a kind of slow RC airplane, and I think you actually also need quite a big venue to fly them at, because they are not, they do not fly too slow, and I don't think that you want to make too tight turns. And with floats, I think it will be an excellent plane for me to try in the summertime, to fly on top of water, which I have never done before. You do also get a full set of landing gears, so you can actually choose. It does take a bit of time to switch between them, so I think it might be good if you just decide, well, now we'll do water flight or snow flight, or I just have it on a hard surface. So, I mean, that's the E-Flite Twin Otter, a scale-looking, gentle flyer. I think it's easy to fly. I wouldn't expect it to be the most aerobatic one, but I mean, the scale appearance and the nice sounding props makes it really good high-wing dual-engine RC airplane.